Korean filmmaker Bong Joon-ho has established himself not only as one of the best foreign film directors, but as one of the best active filmmakers in the industry today. South Korea is a well-established film country that is starting to grow in its popularity within the US. With films such as Train to Busan, Joon-ho's award-winning Parasite, and currently Lee Isaac Chung is thriving with his critically acclaimed film Minari. Bong Joon-ho has grown to become one of my favorite directors since my introduction to him in Parasite. Joon-ho is known for his thriller suspense films, which are always packed with underlying meanings and commentary on social issues. The films that will be addressed in this film analysis video essay mark a distinctive milestone in Joon-ho's career. In his films Memories of Murder, Snowpiercer, and Parasite, Joon-ho comments on socio-economic issues and the fragility of life. Memories of Murder is widely considered to be Bong Joon-ho's first masterpiece. This film adaptation highlights the serial killings that took place in South Korea in the late 80s. This film highlights the corruption of government and the fragility of life, with death lurking around every corner. The corruption of government is demonstrated in one of our protagonists, Detective Park, portrayed by Kang Ho-sung, who is one of Joon-ho's favorite actors as he's in many of his films and is in all three films that will be addressed today. In this film, his character demonstrates the corruption of government through the coercion of false confession combined with false evidence from innocent suspects. They would beat and torture innocent suspects to fit their agenda. By the end of the film, Detective Park learns from his mistakes and prevents Detective Xiao from doing the same. This film demonstrates the fragility of life with inevitable murders, the death of a suspect turned witness, tetanitis, and how the murders come full circle with the death of a schoolgirl Xiao had made a connection with. Snowpiercer marks as Bong Joon-ho's first international cast, as a majority of this cast is American. Starring Chris Evans with a familiar face in Kang Ho-sung, this film demonstrates a physical manifestation of social class in the form of a train. The divide between social classes are very distinct and demonstrate a great disparity between each. The train is set up to where the lowest class is in the back car, and the further you move up the train, the higher the class. One example that demonstrates how great the disparity between classes are is in the food each eats. The high-class passengers eat sushi, while the low-class passengers eat protein bars made of insects, and before that, it is revealed that they were forced to resort to cannibalism. The commentaries on social class run deep in this. The most prominent representation of this is what the train is run on, the low-class children. In the captain's car, it is revealed that the energy of this train is created by children. This is a metaphor for generational wealth and the suppression of impoverished youth that results in an ongoing cycle of poverty. Parasite is a beautiful film that is arguably Bong Joon-ho's greatest film to date and one of the greatest films of all time. This film made history by being the first foreign film to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Parasite is the epitome of death and taxes. The saying goes something along the lines of, "The only two certainties in this life are death and taxes." Death being the fragility of life and its inevitable end, and taxes being representative of the control one's socioeconomic status has on the quality of their life. The commentaries on social class in this film are intelligently portrayed through the framing of each shot. One particular method that he uses to show a divide in social class are lines. Such lines include the ends of walls, fridge doors, the crack between glass windows, and many others. In this film, he also illustrates social class through the use of elevation. The rich are physically higher than the poor, which he demonstrates through the use of stairs. The Park's mansion sits at the top of the hill, whereas the Kims must walk down a ridiculous amount of stairs to get to their house. In addition, the basement represents the lowest of the low. Joon-ho makes the commentary that the rich benefit off the downfall of the poor. A prime example of this is the flooding of the Kim's house and Miss Park's gratefulness for that rain. Two aesthetic trademarks of Joon-ho are green undertones, which represent themes of greed, and his extreme close-up shots, specifically of Kang Ho-sung, which he utilizes in the most intense moments in the plot. Joon-ho understands the importance of portraying socio-economic issues and the fragility of life in his films. Bong Joon-ho is an important filmmaker, and I believe his work is important to the progression of film.